Is he a child or is he grown? Hey y'all, so today we're going to be doing some worst date confessions where I'm pretty much going to be reading some confessions that I got off of Reddit, and we're going to basically talk about them and share what we would do in those situations, because I know me, I know how I am, bro. I'm not rocking with a lot of things. Like, I am very particular about the people that I am interested in. Well, I'm engaged now, but I'm very particular about the way people's first dates should go, specifically when it comes to the way people carry themselves. So if something don't go right, I'm gonna be like, red flag, my guy. So let me know in the comments down below what y'all would do in these experiences, because I'm always interested in how other people would handle things or what their thoughts are about certain things. So let me know in the comments down below. But without further ado, let's jump into these worst date confessions. It says, we went for drinks. Conversation went well. About an hour in, her phone rings. She picks up and has a full-blown 15-minute argument with her boyfriend. Now, wait a minute. What are you doing? Like, if you meeting somebody, you trying to go on a date, it's the audacity for me that some people really be doing stuff like this. I will never understand how people have the gumption. It just takes a different type of person to do some stuff like that, for real. But the person was like, I mean, lying about their relationship status is one thing, but actually taking the call while trying to cheat kind of blew my mind. Same, because I would have been like, so you think I'm gonna still keep talking to you when I know you cheating on your mans and you basically lied to me about what you had going on? Like, you for the streets. You kind of need to be single. You don't need anybody. It says he remembered to bring his mother along and forgot his wallet. Then asked me to loan him some cash after I paid the bill for all three of us plus staff tip. Leave him. Absolutely insane. Could not be me. First of all, I'm not gonna hold you. I flat out, if somebody had brought their mother along, I wouldn't even continue to date. I would have really been sitting there looking like, who is this? Your mother? I thought I was just gonna see you. And I would have probably looked at the mother like, I wouldn't even say anything to the mother. I probably would have just left, because it's you don't even have to put in the energy to talk at this point. It's just like, you know what? I'm gonna head out because there is absolutely no way. There's absolutely no way. I could never. Because it's so many thoughts, because first of all, did your mother drive you here? If she did, depending on how old you are, that's not a big deal. But also it's like, but why is she still here? Like, why is she that much in your business? Or was she just trying to get a free meal because she wanted to eat too? Or is she trying to be one of those controlling mothers where it's like, oh, you're auditioning for my son? Like, girl, he needs a chaperone. Is he a child or is he grown? It says, my dancing partner asked me out once after we finished dance school. She didn't talk much the entire time, so I decided not to too. Well, how do you get to know people without talking? But anyways, fortunately, we went to watch Dumbledore's Secret. Unfortunately, she didn't watch the first movies, but she only told me after, so she had no idea what was going on. So maybe it's just me, but I would have asked her, like, what movie would you like to see? Like, just flat out been like, what movie would you like to see? And if she said Dumbledore's Secret, I would have been like, oh, so you've seen the other Harry Potter films. To me, that's like easy conversation to be like, and then she could just been like, no, I haven't. And it's like, okay, well, we could watch something else because this is probably a continuation that's attached to the other movies, So then they said, I thought it would be nice to grab something to eat afterwards, but as it turned out, she was vegetarian. But she told me after we ordered at a burger house. I never heard from her again. Totally don't know why. Listen, communication was offered to both of y'all. Both of y'all was not present. I'm sorry, but how do you just... Again, when it comes to dates, specifically first dates, y'all should talk about what y'all gonna be doing, where y'all gonna be going. Don't just be like, oh, we're going to the movies and not pick a movie. Or if you get to the movies, y'all could talk about what movies y'all would be interested in seeing. But I feel like you should do that beforehand, because then you know what the showtime is. You know where to go. And then if it's like restaurant food, it's like, okay, what food do you like? It's literally as simple as that. I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding how situations like this happen, to be honest. Okay, met a girl at a bar one Saturday night. Had a couple of drinks with her. Took her back to her place and she invited me in. We casually hung out another hour or so talking before both of us got sleepy. She invited me to stay. Nothing sexual, so I didn't have to drive tired. Very thoughtful. I'm not gonna hold y'all. That could not be me. Again, times are completely different, and I still have a thing about stranger danger. I'm sorry. Like, just bringing someone back to your place and it's your first time meeting them, to me, is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane to me. I don't understand how women do it, how men do it. I really do not understand, because they could be anybody. They could be a whole killer, crazy person, an offender. Like, I could never. And I do not understand how people are not as cautious. I don't understand it. But it says he woke up and left the next morning before she woke up herself. I called her during the next week and set up a date for the next Thursday. I went back to her apartment to pick her up. As she opened the door, a weird look came over her face, but I brushed it off. We went out to dinner about 40 minutes from her apartment. Conversation in the car was a little more labored than it had been the night I had met her, and this tone carried over to the time we were at dinner. A couple of times I brought something up. She was surprised I knew that aspect of her life. I mentioned that these were things she had told me about herself the previous weekend. She looked dumbfounded each time. What's happening? What's going on here? They said, then it began to click. I bluntly asked her if she remembered anything about our night together. She sheepishly admitted that she didn't. She was apparently blackout drunk when I met her, which she didn't exhibit any signs. Insane. I pressed her by asking, who did you think was showing up tonight? She then admitted she had spoken to another guy before me and had thought he was the one who had called her to set the date up. Hence the puzzling look when I picked her up. Babes, she has no awareness at all, because, again, first of all, you a drunkard. No offense to anybody who be getting blackout drunk, but full offense, because that's dangerous. You know, unless you doing that with, like, people you know, friends, you in a safe space, you putting yourself in some danger. For real. And then also, the factor that you set up a date, and then you meet the person, and it's not the person you thought you were supposed to go up on a date with. Girl, you playing with your life. Like, better be glad this person wasn't a psycho, because, again, it's giving you playing with life. So the guy said I couldn't wait to get out of there. I quickly finished my meal. I probably left half of it there and got the check. We walked out past a cab stand, and a part of me was willing to put her in a cab for the ride home. Being a gentleman, though, I brought her home to her apartment, silent all the way. Upon getting out of my car, the only thing I said to her was that perhaps she might want to control her drinking. What a night. I hate to pass judgment, but judgment. That is very haphazardous. That is a very scary game to be playing. And people like that, I definitely am concerned about, because, again, it's like you just taking a gamble, bro. And hopefully you find somebody that is kind, like this person that basically, you know, they wasn't trying to be taking advantage of their vulnerabilities or whatever. How would y'all feel if that happened to you? Because I could not imagine. I would be really sitting there looking at them like, bro, you need to do better with taking care of yourself, because the next time somebody might not be like me. They might be an awful person and take advantage of you, or be even worse, you know. And the way the world is, no. They said I ordered water, she ordered a Coke. When the waiter left, she burst into tears, saying her and her ex-boyfriend used to get the same thing. Be for real. After that, she was inconsolable and thought I was going to ditch her when she went to the bathroom. She then tried to get me to go with her to get her nipples pierced in the mall next to the restaurant we were at. Poor girl, man. She was just trying to find something to do, just grasping at straws, man. When people are still stuck on their exes and they date, it's crazy to be like, ooh, ordering water and him ordering a Coke made her remember her ex. Like, girl, they are just drinks. again, I can be understanding that people are going through it and, you know, they might miss their ex or whatever, but deal with that before you start dating again, because that's crazy. That's crazy. They said, made the mistake of trying to work on a relationship with someone after we broke up. This is very cringy. I gave her a call a week after our breakup and said, I'd like a chance to start at the beginning again with you and see if we can make this work for real. Would you go on a date with me and give me that second chance? It is the only time I ever had somebody ever say yes to a date with me. Ever. They had a lot of pressure riding on that one. It says, I was elated and thought we would both put in the effort during the movie we went to go see. I was completely wrong. Went to hold her hand during the movie and she pulled her hand away. Yikes. First huge clue. At the end of the night, when I brought her to our old apartment door, I went to give her a hug and a kiss on the cheek goodnight. She pulled away completely and said, what are you doing? I just said, so that's what's going on. And I left. My phone blew up with apologies. I sent back, it's okay, I'm used to it by now. It says, 1 week later, I get a phone call from this guy she had been seeing behind my back the last 3 months before we broke up, and he proceeded to go into detail of what they do in bed. Ooh, awful. It all made sense at that point. Haven't been on a date in over 8 years. I've tried, but I found it to be a very terrible experience since. That was the only official date I've been on. At that point, all you can do is what's best for you and move on. So, okay, clearly she a cheater. And she was probably being a user. But I will say, she probably was also trying to see if something was going to happen. But, yeah. I don't know, it's just always so interesting when people cheat to me. Because I'm like, you could just be single and be with that, or just be with that person you cheating with. Also, so I understand when people call to contact the other person that the person they're dating has been messing with, but I don't know. I always thought that was so weird to me, but I know people be like, you know, I want all of them. But at the same time, I'm like, they're probably just going to find somebody else to mess with. I know you're trying to cut off their other people that they're talking to or interested in, but it's like they're probably gonna just do the same thing, bro. I swear, every time I see stuff like that happen, it happens the same way. People end up being side chicks, side guys, and sometimes people are okay with that, but other times people are actually become too invested and they want more of the person. They actually want a relationship, and they'll end up reaching out and doing stuff. Okay, you told this person about what's going on. Sometimes people will believe the person and sometimes they won't. But then it's also the factor that you're really fighting hard for this person, but they're probably just going to do the same thing and they're probably just going to cheat on you too. You know what I mean? Because they already technically are cheating on you because they're still with their woman. Like, I don't care. People be like, you know, some people, it's so weird to me how they get this good feeling about being a side piece or whatever, but you don't even have all of them. You just get that one physical aspect for a minute, or you just get this little piece of them. You don't have all of them. Like, doesn't that make you feel sad? Because I don't know, that would make me feel sad, because I would never want just a piece of somebody. I would want all of somebody, and I wouldn't want to have to compete for somebody, because it's a waste of time. A waste of time, a waste of energy that could be invested in yourself or in someone that's actually worth it, or someone that deserves it, or someone that respects you. They said she ended the date by asking if my best friend was available. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Booted out the door. Can't deal. It says, went on my first Tinder date after my divorce. I got married at 19 and divorced 8 years later, so I didn't know much about the dating world, and I had no clue what catfishing even was. I don't know, you know, people who get married early scare me. In life. And don't get me wrong, when I was younger, I wanted to be married early too. Like, I was a hopeless romantic. I still am, but I've become way more realistic. I mean, I'm engaged now, but it's just so interesting. It's so interesting when I hear people getting married at an early age, because every single person that I have met in our age group, like millennials, that have gotten married, majority of them got divorced by the time they were 26, 27. I think I maybe know 1 or 2 couples that stayed together, but everybody else got divorced very quickly. It says, I met this guy for coffee and he looked nothing like the guy from the Tinder pic. I didn't say anything and just talked to him like a friend, had coffee, and we played tennis. After the date, I told him that I was still healing from my divorce and not ready to date. He responded with something along the lines of, F you, you're on Tinder, you want penis, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry. I was shocked that he had the audacity to blow up after he straight catfished me. Girl, it's the audacity for me. Looking back at this 6 years later, I can't believe I was so stupid and naive to go anywhere with that creep. He could have been a damn serial killer. I was super naive. I be saying, bro, I really be telling people, you gotta be cautious, man. I was talking to my fiance earlier today. I was like, you know, when I was a kid, my mom really just... It was my mom and my grandma, mostly my grandma, I'm not gonna lie. Every Saturday, bro, don't judge me, but every Saturday, we faithfully watched Cops and America's Most Wanted. Faithfully, every single Saturday. Like, before, I would watch The Wonderful World of Disney on ABC, then we would watch Cops and America's Most Wanted, right? And every weekend, it was terrifying watching, not Cops. Cops was funny. But watching America's Most Wanted was terrifying because I would hear so many stories about different murderers or killers. Or it was this one specific story. I cannot remember that little black girl name. But it was this one story about this beautiful little girl that ended up getting abducted and killed. And her body parts was in a bag, bro. And I'll never forget it. And I want to say I saw that story when I was like 4 or 5 years old, bro. When I tell you, that is one story that always is embedded in my mind. Like, ever since I was a kid, I have always remembered that story because it really showed me you cannot trust people. Like, it be giving stranger danger. And ever since I saw that story, it just embedded something in me where my mom, she would always share with me, like, you know, you don't talk to people you don't know. You know, you have to be careful. You can't be, for real, meeting up with people you know. They need to know somebody else that you know, stuff like that. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to hold you. Once Facebook came around, all bets was off. I didn't know what danger I was in. I really did not know what danger I was in. I was literally like hanging out with people from Facebook. I met a lot of different people off the internet. I'm not gonna hold you. But I always did it in public space. Again, when it comes to dating, Tinder, I never personally went on Tinder. But I've heard people share so many different stories about Tinder. I'm actually probably gonna read some confessions about that too. But when I tell y'all, there is no way. There is absolutely no way I could even, because I just hear about the stuff other people have been through and I'm like, how do you even cope? And I do recommend, I'm one of those people that heavily believes in meeting people in person. I truly believe in meeting people in person because meeting people online can sometimes hit different, especially when people lie about like they looks, or they pictures heavily edited, or they lie about height. Like, I remember I read this tweet recently where this woman was saying, you know, she's 5'10". I think she said she was either 5'10" or 5'9" or something. She was like, I met a lot of 6 feet dudes who were shorter than me, basically saying that a lot of them lied about their height. And that happens, you know, and I will never understand. To me, I'm like, do you go to the doctor? You know what I'm saying? Because you should know your height. You're supposed to be going to the doctor regularly. Now, if you don't got health insurance, that's one thing. But a lot of people be having health insurance and they just don't go. But why lie about something that you know somebody gonna see? And then it's the fact that people be calling people shallow. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I am a very shallow person. And I feel like there's nothing wrong with being shallow, to be honest. I don't have an issue with height unless you're shorter than me. Just because I have certain bad experiences across the board with people who are shorter than me. But that could just be certain people that I talk to. But I'm pretty short. But like when it comes to people faking who they are in photos, or lying about who they are. I know recently somebody made this tweet where they were basically like, let me find a tweet for y'all so I can tell y'all what it was. Y'all are still dating for looks. And another person retweeted it and was like, dating somebody you not physically attracted to is a level of maturity I never aspired to possess at all. And my thing was, I retweeted this. And I was like, bro, I have seen people date people they weren't attracted to. And I'm going to tell you, if something happens, the true thoughts of how you feel show. Me personally, I don't want to roll over to someone that's ugly every day. Like, wow, the rest of my life, I gotta see you? Absolutely the fuck not. And I'm so dead ass about it because, again, I have seen so many people, bro. So many people date people that they did not find attractive. And when I tell you the reality, the real thoughts about how you feel about that person are gonna come out, and you are gonna seem like an awful person. Because my thing is it's one thing if you like somebody's personality. And one thing I have noticed is someone can be ugly, but there are some select people where the more you spend time with them, the more beautiful they become, if that makes sense. It's like the more their personality will shine, and then the more you spend time with them, you'll look at them and you're like, you're kind of cute. Like, it's very rare. It's very rare. But there are some people that are like that, because I have met some people that are like that. Mainly women, but and men too, because sometimes humor will carry you a long way. Like, being funny will carry somebody a long way. But I will say, the times when I have seen people date people that they thought were unattractive, and when something bad happened, boy, when I tell you, it was like they hated that person. It was like they could not stand that person. They were saying the most awful things about how ugly they were, everything bad about their appearance. In my opinion, it's just so wild and bewildering to me, because I'm looking like, bro, but this your guy, this your girl. Like, how can you say that they ugly when you chose to be with them? That don't even matter no more. And you coming off real weird. Like, why would you be with someone you don't even find attractive? Like, that's so weird to me. Like, why would you be with someone you don't really like for real? Because to me, it's giving you wasting both of y'all time. You know what I mean? You should find not just personality attractive, but something about them in the face cute. How could you do it? And I don't care what anyone says. It's a form of pity, bro. It is a true form of pity to do something to that degree, especially if you don't truly find anything attractive about them physically. Absolutely insane. I know people will talk about how I've seen some women where they'll get upset because a guy that they're interested in, they'll perceive whoever they're currently dating as being ugly, which is so insane to me, because okay, they could be ugly to you, but they might not be ugly to the person that they're dating. You know what I mean? But at the same time, they would be talking about this, right? And then you look at the girl and okay, her face may not be as attractive as the next girl, but her body banging. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes other physical qualities can outweigh other things. Again, it's just so baffling to me that people being shallow is a problem. And in my personal opinion, it's better for you to like what you like, because if you date someone that you do not like, wow, that relationship is going to be awful. That relationship is going to be so bad, bro. When I tell you, it may start off like, you're funny. But the moment they do something you don't like, I cannot stand this ugly mother. It's stuff like that where I don't understand the comprehension behind give someone ugly a chance. Unless it's a actual, like, you find something about them attractive, you know? I just don't understand that logic. People like what they like, you know what I mean? And not everybody likes the same thing. Somebody that could be ugly to somebody could be fine and attracted to somebody else. Now, don't get me wrong, society has certain perceptions of what beauty is. That's a different book, you know, but you should date who you find attractive. Don't be basing it off of society standards. If you find somebody attractive, it's what you like. Me personally, if I don't find you attractive, I'm not messing with you. But I know for me, the older I get, the older I've gotten, the more I realized I was one of those people where, okay, we gonna have a little discussion. We gonna have a little discussion real quick, even though this video about long. So I'm one of those people where actually every now and again this topic comes up where people talk about celebrities that they would leave their significant other for, or be able to get a freebie with, where they could be intimate with them, stuff like that, you know? And some people would be okay with their partner. For example, so y'all remember that one clip where Janet Jackson was basically bumping and grinding her coochie on the stage with that one guy, and people were like, he had a girlfriend, you know, hopefully her girlfriend didn't have a problem with it. And a lot of women were basically like, if my man had Janet Jackson up there doing that to him, I would have let him go up on there because I want her to do that to me. You know, people be saying stuff like that. And it was also recently, I forgot what his name is. I can't remember if he's like an African rapper or something, but there was this situation where it was this guy and his girl. They went to this concert, and the performer basically motioned for the girl to come up on stage. She went and left her man on, you know, in the crowd or whatever, she went up on stage and she was basically bumping and grinding on him on the stage or whatever. And it created this whole discourse about how it was disrespectful for her to do that. And, you know, you could see in the videos that the guy was looking really upset and his feelings looked, you know, hurt or whatever. Rightly so, because I don't care what anybody says. I feel like stuff like that is very disrespectful. You know, people be saying like it's nothing wrong with it or whatever. I'm a monogamous ass bitch, okay? I am monogamy 10 toes down. You know, I believe in being faithful completely. I know people be thinking stuff be playful and stuff. I'm not the one. I'm not the one because I'm a jealous person. I ain't gonna hold you. And even if it's a celebrity is a regular ass person. I get it. When I was younger, I had little crushes on celebrities, but the older I get, the more I realize I'm like, you're just a regular person with a job, an everyday person. You be out here performing and stuff. Do I find you attractive? Sure, you're cute, but I want to be dancing up on you on the stage. What is that going to do for me? What is that going to do for me? It's not going to do anything. It's like, yeah, people be like, oh, it's a moment. Even not to judge people who do it, but I think it's crazy that people will really drop thousands of dollars to take pictures with celebrities. I get it, but I don't get it because of me being a cheap ass bitch. I really don't get it. I really don't get it. I understand commemorating the moment, but I don't personally get it because that's a regular person. Like, yeah, they've been in movies and stuff and they're a singer or a rapper or whatever, but that's literally like a regular guy off the street. It's just he got a little publicity. I don't really believe in the whole, oh, I get a freebie. I do not believe in stuff like that because, one, you don't know, this celebrity could have something, you know what I'm saying? They could have some type of STI or something. You could bring back something home. And it's the fact that I want somebody touching me that don't know me for real, that I don't know for real. What does that mean? Yeah, you might get one night with this person, and sure, I guess you'll remember it, but it'd be different if you was gonna spend a lifetime with that person. I don't know. I'm just a monogamous ass bitch, you know what I'm saying? But I just can't understand stuff like that. And again, I think it's just because my thinking is very much, I'ma be with you. And also, I'm a person where I'm like, intimacy to me, I'm gonna get attached. So you telling me I'm about to basically be intimate with somebody that's a celebrity and, oh, that's one time, that's it? Do me and leave me? Disrespectful. I don't understand how people can do it. I don't understand how people can do it. Because one night with me, I'm like, so we're an item? So we're together? There's something between us? Obviously there is. I mean, we were intimate. That's how I'm thinking, bro. We just gonna do it one time. I don't know. It's just something so arrogant about it for celebrities to me. It's like, yeah, I know you happy about this. Or the fact that people be having to sign them NDAs so they can't even tell nobody for real about it. It's stuff like that where it's just like, bro, so all you got is memories. I don't know. The concept, I don't know. I can't grasp it where I'm like, it's beneficial. I am definitely one of those long-term people where I have to see something benefit me over time. It's not no one and done. I'm very much a commitment person. And I just don't understand it. I don't grasp it. I don't understand how people can say, oh, these are the people where if you ever meet them in life and you get a chance with them, go ahead, it's okay. No, it's not. No, it's not. I will fight you. No, it's not. It's not okay. It's not okay. Just because you a celebrity does not mean people should be able to get a pass. Again, celebrities are humans. They're regular people. And I don't know. I think about celebrities so different from everybody else too. When I was younger, my mentality was so much different. I love me some of this guy. Like, I absolutely had the biggest crush on Nelly and Chingy. Which, y'all, it is so crazy to me that I ended up finding out that Right Third was basically about Chingy hitting up Nelly on some, like, vicious energy. They was beefing out, and I didn't know that. I didn't know this information till last year, where I was like, oh, that's what that song was about? I was literally just like, what you got for a poke chop? I'm just chicken-headed. I'm not... But anyways, I had a crush on them, and I really liked them. Shoot, I even liked Chris Brown for a period of time when I was younger. But now that I'm older, I'm like, I mean, they're there. They're attractive, but I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm gonna just risk it all, bust it open. And I'm in a relationship. Even if I wasn't in a relationship, still, it's just the fact that, bro, unless we together. And even then, I could not imagine. I don't want nobody in my business. I like privacy. I'm an introvert, so there's no way I could even be with somebody famous. It's just so many cons. You know, I know other people are okay with it, but it couldn't be me. It couldn't be me. I don't know how people do it. But anyways, I went on a complete ass tangent, bro. I just feel like talking. What are y'all thoughts on any of these topics that I talked about? Share with me in the comments. But I'll be talking to y'all again, so y'all can check out my other confessions videos. So yeah, stay blessed, stay positive. I'll be seeing you again soon.